everyone, my name is Kathy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you some tags that I decided to make. These are the 12-inch manila tags that I wanted to make, and I used some of the Julie Nutting doll stamps in order to create the tags. So I had this idea in my head for so long that it was so nice to finally sit down and actually just do it. So I actually made 3 tags, but what I've done is I've kind of gone step by step as I made the tags to show you kind of what I've done, because there's a lot of layering that you have to do in order to create these tags. So please watch the video and you'll see how I made this tag and 2 others. I'm going to show you them at the end, the full tags, but I'm going to show you step by step how I made them. So just keep watching if you're interested in that. Okay, so the stamp sets that I decided to use were the Julie Nutting mixed media doll stamps, and so I picked basically 3 of them. So this is the first one that I'm going to use, and then I also chose this one, and then I wanted to choose these ones. I picked like the bigger ones because these tags are so huge, so I wanted them to, they work really well. So the first thing you want to do is I use the Julie Nutting Buff A4 pad. So this basically has all these different colors for backgrounds, and so what you want to do is stamp your whole doll stamp on into one of the, like, whatever pages that you pick. So what I do is whenever I make anything, I tend to do multiple copies of things, just because it makes it, I feel like if you're going to sit down and create something, you know, it would take up so much time to just do all of this and then only make 1 tag. So I always tend to do, when I make something, I make multiple things just while I'm there, and while everything's out and doing it, I might as well just do it. So basically I stamped this girl 3 times, I stamped this one twice, and then I stamped the larger one 3 times. So the first thing you want to do is you have to stamp the whole image, and then you're going to be trimming them out. So that's what I did here. So here they are trimmed out, and I even took out like here because this is going to be going on the tag, and I want the tag to show through on that part. So this is the first one, and then I also cut out this one. So that's the first step, is you want to basically cut out your images, like the full images of the stamps. And then the next thing that I did is I picked the color of paper, the pattern paper that I was going to use. And then what you want to do is stamp the part of the image that you want to cut out. So in this case I wanted her skirt. Actually, for this one I'm going to do the full image. You know, I'm going to cut out her arms, but I basically decided to use this as a full image for the dress. But sometimes what I'll do is I will actually stamp just the skirt, because I want the top to be different. So in this case I stamped the skirt on this side, and then I wanted the top to be yellow, so I just stamped it up here in the corner. So I'm gonna basically fussy cut all these images out and get them ready so that I can piece together my pattern paper onto the images. Okay, so I finished paper piecing all my girls together. So what I did is I actually stamped their hair in that Julie Nutting initial pad that I had. I just picked one of the darker pages, and I did the hair, and then I popped up the little headband, and then in this case I actually popped up her shirt and her skirt as well, and then I just colored her shoes with a Shinhan Touch twin marker in the color lavender. So that was the first one, and then the second one I did the same thing, except I put her shirt, I made it white and I put it down first, and then I popped up the sweater and the skirt. And then I also colored her shoes purple, and then I put down the hair and then put the headpiece, the headband on top, and I popped that up a little bit. And for the final one, I basically again kept the shirt, or the top of her, the bodice of her dress, like I just, you know, glued it down, and I basically used like a glue pen to do that. And then I glued the hair down and then popped up the headband. And then for the skirt, I actually initially stamped it all in this pattern paper, but I wanted to tie in the shirt, so I basically just stamped it again and then popped this up even more. So the skirt is popped up once, and then I popped up the ruffle kind of up again off of her skirt. So those are the 3 girls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I prepare the tags, the base of the tags, before I actually put the doll stamps on and kind of assemble it into a tag with flowers and everything. So the next step is picking out colors from my distress inks that go with the colors in these dresses. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so for the next step, I want to just get the base of the tag kind of colored before I start to layer up with other mediums and stuff. So what I've decided to do is I just looked at the image, and particularly what was in the pattern paper, and I just picked the colors that I want the background to be. So in this case I picked the Dusty Concord, Peel Paint, Worn Lipstick, Milled Lavender, and Dry Marigold, just to tease out some of the colors in her dress. So basically all I did was I'm just going to go directly onto the tag, and I'm just going to start laying down the color, just putting it on like that. Now a lot of this is going to be covered because I'm planning on putting quite a few flowers on, like around the image and stuff, but I just wanted to like have something so that like it was just colored. I didn't want to use the tag plain, and I just wanted to tease out some of the colors in the dress. So what I do is when I'm doing this, I try to be a little bit messy about it. I don't know, like it's just, I just want to get the color down. I'm not being too particular or anything. I'm just, you know, alternating the colors and then just getting it down. It's just basically for the background, so you don't have to be too precise about it because a lot of it's going to be covered anyways, but I just wanted to have something. I'm going to do some of this. Now when I did my first tag, I felt like it was too, it was almost too pigmented. I wanted it to be a bit more muted, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next in order to achieve that. But that's basically it. That's all I want to do at this point, is I'm just going to leave that like that, and then I'll dry it, and then I'll kind of show you what I did next with my other one, just so I could make it not so pigmented. Okay, so that's nice and dry now. So what I did is I took some of this glimmer mist. This one is, the color is called Marshmallow, and so I love the shimmer in it, and I wanted to just kind of tone this down a little bit. It's not going to make a huge difference, but in my mind it helps a little bit. So I'm just going to be shaking up the getting all this, like the dry product that's on the bottom, and just getting it into the actual water, and then I'm just gonna spray it. And like I said before, it's not like life transforming or anything, but yeah, I feel like it does help a little bit. So I'm going to dry that again, and I'm just using the Ranger heating tool. And I should mention, like when you're drying some of your tags like this, they'll start to curl. Like they'll start to lay down a little bit once you're drying, but what you can do too is if you're feeling like it's curling the other way, you can just keep flipping it over. So you dry this side, and then you can turn it over and start drying the other side. If you feel like it's starting to, like this one, while I'm drying, it's actually starting to lay the tag down a little bit. But then sometimes as you keep drying, it starts to curl up like it's doing over in that corner. So what you do is you just flip it over and you just dry the back side too. It's never going to be perfectly flat. You know, there's things that you can do afterwards in order to do that, and that's probably what I will be doing because I want these to be fairly flat. But for now, I just sort of keep drying each of the sides, and then like that one's curling up quite a bit now. So it's, as it's starting to dry, right? So then like what I do is you just turn it over and you start to dry the back, and it'll start to lay it back down. That's something I've seen Tim Holtz do, so that's sort of where I got that idea. So that's pretty dry now. So now I'm going to show you what I do for the next layer. Okay, so for the next thing that I want to do is I want to add some, again, I'm just going to be layering up. I'm just going to keep adding layers of different mediums to kind of create the base of the card before I actually put the girl down. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to be using these two stamps. They're just a stamp set that came. I bought this as a kit, the paper that I used for these girls. I bought it from Prima. It's one of their special delivery papers, and it was October 2014, I believe. So it came with it came with this stamp set, which is from the Hello Pastel line. And I'll see if I can find the name of it. I don't find they have the names on their stamp set. Sometimes they don't. But there's the item number if you want it, if you're interested. But it's from the Hello Pastel Prima line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink them up with some archival ink. And like, I know for a fact that when I put the girls on, I'm going to be putting them on this side, and then I'm going to be building up flowers to the left. So you're not going to see a lot of stuff in this section because it's going to be covered. So I'm going to be concentrating the stamps on the outside near the tops and the bottom of the card. So in this case, I'm just going to put it, and I want it to go off a little bit. And really, you don't have to overthink this. I just sort of get it. And I tend to stamp in threes, so I just want to put it like off to the side. And then this one I want to get, I know that you're going to be able to see the top left of this corner, so I want to get those flower stamps on there. I'll get some down here. And that's it. So that's what I'm going to do. That's all I want to do for that step. Okay, for the next step, I want to add some molding paste. And again, I know that I'm not going to be concentrating any of it in this middle area here because it's going to be covered. So I'm going to actually start up here. So I chose from the Tim Holtz collection the lattice work, and I just want to get some up like in this corner in particular. So I'm just going to lay it down there, and then I'm using the golden molding paste. I know you can get different thicknesses of this. I think this is just like the regular one. There's a light one. I don't know if you can get, I think you can get a heavy one as well. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just holding down the stencil, and then I want it to be fairly thick. I want it to kind of be textured, so I want it to lay above the tag, and versus like really trying to versus really trying to smooth it down over there. So I'm just going to tap it a little bit too, so I can create some more height. And then this is the part you have to be very careful. And then you just want to slowly kind of lift it up so that it reveals the pattern. And then I'm going to move it off to the side. And then I'm also wanting to do it down in this bottom corner as well. So you really need to have like towels and stuff around you, like when you're using this, because you want to get it cleaned up. Okay, and then I want to do it actually down in this little corner as well. So I'm going to go up the side a little bit to like the way I did on the other one, and I'm just going to take some and be laying it down. And then you have to wait for this to dry. I'm going to use the heating tool again to sort of help this along, but you do have to wait for this to dry before you can move on to your next step, because then we're going to be layering up over top of this, so it needs to be dry. So again, I'm just sort of tapping it up. You have to be careful because you don't want to go underneath the stencil, because then it'll ruin the actual pattern. And then I'll just pull it up. So there you go. So now what I'm going to do is go clean off my stencil and get this cleaned up, and then I'm going to start drying this, and then I'll come back and show you my next step. Okay, for the next step, I basically wanted to have something on under the image of the stamped doll, just so that it pops up a bit better, because if it was against all the color, I felt like it was going to get lost a little bit. So I basically chose to use this Marianne Design embossing die. So I just cut this out, and I popped it up on with some foam tape, and then I had this chipboard piece, so I basically just colored it, or I painted it with the Distress Stain in the worn lipstick, and then I put that there, and I wanted to stagger it off to the right like that. So I've basically got her ready, and I'm just gonna put her down. I want to put flowers. I'm going to offset her a little bit. So I basically, there. I'm going to put her like that, and then the next step is I'm going to be decorating it with all the flowers, and then I'll almost be done. So be sure to watch to the end, and I'm going to show you all 3 tags that I finished, but this one I'm just showing you as I go along. The other thing that I wanted to mention at this point too is I wanted to make this tag as flat as possible. So I cut out some of I used the tag as a stencil, and then I cut out some chipboard pieces, and I actually adhered it down to the back so that I could really create that flat tag. So before I sort of moved on to the rest of it. So that's what I've done as well, and now I'm going to go with the flowers. Okay, so I'm finally finished all the tags, so I'm just going to show you how they're done, the finished product. So this one is the first one that I was showing you, and the other thing I didn't tell you before, but I also used the molding paste to actually put these words on the bottom as well. So I added that in, and then basically all I did was add the girls, and then I just, you know, did the flower clusters, and I added in some, on this one I added in some sparkles, kind of flourishes here, and I try to, like, there's this little kind of resin flower here. I try to add different textures. I feel like if you're making anything that you're making scrapbook related, if you use different textures, I feel like it kind of is more pleasing to the eye. So I did that for each of the tags. So that's the first tag, and then the second one is this one. So for her, I just, you know, put her off to the side. I added in the words that I and a little bit more words, and then I wanted to use some of these. I have these dusty attic kind of chipboard pieces, like really delicate. They're so delicate. It's actually the first time I've worked with them. So I wanted to add those on. So I just kind of framed out the words at the bottom. And then for this flower, I added some of that shimmer kind of glimmer mist on there. And then again, it's hard to tell, but there's like another resin flower there. There's one kind of here. I added in some metal. These are kind of the trinkets. They're called the vintage trinkets from Prima. So I added that on there, and some of the flourishes again. So, and I love how this one turned out because it's so, it's got so much texture. I just love that. I love having the texture on the project. So there's that one, and then I made the third one. So this one is yeah, the last one that I made. So in the, when I bought this kit, this paper, the paper that I used for the girls, I got a bunch of embellishments. So I had this heart kind of embellishment, which I just love. So I wanted to somehow work it onto this one, and this one I'm actually giving to one of my best friends. So I hope she loves it. I just love it. I can't wait to give it to her. So anyway, so I wanted to put on the heart, and then again I added these flowers on. I'm giving her this for her Christmas present. We haven't seen each other since for Christmas yet. So I have all these boxes that are white and black and gold. So I thought this would look so cute because I'm basically going to be hanging this tag down from these boxes, because I have several boxes that are going to be like in a tier, like up in a tier, and then I'm just going to hang this down from it. Anyways, so I love this flower on there. And then I added in another one of those trinkets here. I added some of the dusty attic kind of chipboard pieces there, and another one at the top. I wanted to add in one of these bulbs. These are from the Prima line as well. I forget what the name of these are, but anyways, you get like several different kind of bulbs basically, and I wanted to use that one, and then just a bunch of different flowers and stuff. I used the kind of resin flowers here, and I used another one there. But the great thing about these tags is there were so many colors in them that I could tease out, that I could just create like these flower clusters on the side. So those are my 3 tags. I'm actually going to be mixing some more. I did stamp some more girls and stuff, but this is very time consuming. This is like a big project, but I love doing it. I got to basically go into my stash and use a bunch of stuff that I've been wanting to use for a while, and then I'm probably going to put some ribbon at the top of the tags or whatever, so I'll do that last. And yeah, so I really hope that you found this video helpful and that you try it. These are so fun. Obviously you can get tags that are smaller. These ones are the 10, or they're the these tags are the 12-inch manila tags, so they're huge for this project. But you can get the smaller ones, and you can certainly do something like this, but using the smaller tags. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and until next time, happy crafting. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Baby, please come home. Please.